tiene fe en Dios. Ya.
Oh my God, it's so frustrating. Can anybody hear me? Oh, finally. Okay, just so you know, I was on time. It's been 5 minutes that I'm trying to go back and forth, trying to log in, log off, log in, log off. And finally it works now. But yes, I've seen your message before, Zina, but apparently I don't know why Streamlabs is acting up lately. Very weird. We don't seem to be many today, which is sad. So we'll see. Hello, Cynthia. Anyways, yes, remember to tell your family and friends about the tours with me, as Zina is saying. Hello, Catherine, because we need to get to 1,000 followers. We need to get even to 2,000 followers. Anyways, welcome to Rome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. I want to change my intro. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rome. Fasten your seatbelt, because today you are gonna travel to Via del Corso. Via del Corso, the most historic and most famous and most shopping street of Rome, no doubt about it. Yes, again, we don't seem to be many, but it doesn't matter. We'll be a few. Hello, Ing, which I still need to understand how to pronounce your name. You will hear a lot of honking now because they're stuck in traffic here. Anyways, as I was saying, I was perfectly on time, but Streamlabs is acting very weird lately. So before I actually can see the people in the chat, it always takes me like 5 minutes. So weird. The important ones, yes. Anyways, let me start like really quick. So you probably heard about the newsletter thing. I know that most of you already sent an email. I've seen the messages, don't worry. Even if they are unread, because I still need to find the time to collect all the emails and stuff. But very soon you will get notified through your email about any news about my tours. So in that way you'll be more aware of any changes, any important news and stuff, even though you know already that our tours are on Sunday most of the time. But you never know, we might do a cooking tour on very soon and not on Sunday. So see, the newsletter is for that. If you haven't sent your email, do it now or whenever through messengers. And in that way I will get your address and send you notifications before the tour, probably the day before on Saturday. You don't know how to send it. Okay, one way would be to leave it here on the chat, but I don't know if you want to do that. I understand that's private. Otherwise you should do it through Messenger. I have no other ways. Or I can tell you my email now and you can email me. Okay, so I'm gonna do the spelling now, okay, and someone can write it down. So it's very easy because it's Miki and Adri. So Miki's name, my name, Miki and Adri Travels @gmail.com. If you couldn't get it, just go back with the video and you will get it. Miki and Adri Travels @gmail.com. Okay. Thank you, Carlo. Anyways, as you know, this is the first part of this tour because I told you before that the tour was probably going to be 2 hours long, and or even more, because Via del Corso is super long. Think that it's 1.5 kilometers or kilometers, depending, British or American, which is 1 mile, and that's a lot. And it's not like we're just going straight. We're actually stopping because Via del Corso is the main artery of the city. So basically every corner there's something to see. Mickey and Adri Travels, yes, at gmail.com, correct. Yes, correct. And in that, so then I thought, okay, no, it's impossible to do in one tour. It could probably last 2.5 hours. I don't want you to stay 2.5 hours on this one. So the first part of this tour was probably seen in another tour that we have done when we saw Salvador Dali painting, if you remember. But we're still seeing a few things that are new. For example, the church of Salvador Dali. This time we're gonna see the church. Last time we actually saw only the painting. For example, we're going to see Alberto Sordi gallery, which we have never been before, and it's beautiful, and it's gonna be our last stop for the day. So we're basically doing half mile of the street, and in a month we're gonna do the other half, ending in the beautiful Piazza del Popolo. So today we're gonna start from now I'm in a very quiet square, because I don't wanna get into the middle of the crowd. You know, it's the most trafficy, crowded street. So I rather like start my tour here and then get into the street. As you know, the Via del Corso is bordered at both hands with, on one hand it has the famous Piazza del Popolo, like on the other side, which we'll see on the next tour. And on this end, so closer to where I am, Piazza Venezia, Venice Square. But they are constructing a new metro line, a new metro stop, which of course, being in the historic center of Rome, will take at least 9 years. And so right now the square is completely under works and scaffoldings and stuff, so it's not really nice to see. You can still see the big monument, which is the altar of the fatherland, but the square is actually ruined in that sense. So I know I'm already starting the tour basically by telling you all these infos, but so we'll start. I will still probably show you the end, but like the other end, but like from far, because it's not really worth to see the scaffoldings now. But we'll definitely end this tour on the other end of the. Okay, I think I got some emails, right? Yes. We'll definitely see the square on the other end. So that will be our beautiful finale for this very small series, which is Via del Corso Part 1, Via del Corso Part 2. Now, super quick, because I think I've talked too much. Yes, and we were also late, so let's do it really quick. You know how to support. You can support by leaving a tip. You can do so by clicking on the links below, both PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. You already know that. I mean, unless you're new, but I don't know if there are some new Voyagers. In case you're new, just let me know in the chat. And if you can find them under the video, you can find them in the description of the channels. There is a description of the channel where you can find my bio, Mickey's bio, and also you find the links. If you have problems with this too, you can just message me on Messenger and I will send you the links as well, or just on Facebook, whatever. If you can support with a tip, you can still support by, as Zina was saying, spreading the word with your family and friends. Super important, because don't think that leaving a tip is the only support. I mean, of course it's the greatest support, because tours keep being alive through support. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. Of course, it would be tough to go on. Sometimes they go well, sometimes they go bad. It's fine. We still keep going. But of course, as you know, if the tours are not supported, of course, we are forced to stop, and we don't want to do that, right? So if you can support that way, you can still support. And I'm not kidding, I'm saying it truly. You can tell even one friend or one relative, and that can make a huge difference in the tour. A huge difference. One more person, it means more support, and the person can call other person, and so on and so on and so on, and the channel grows, and we can keep going for forever and ever, right? Anyways, if you're ready, send your hearts, even though I will start the tour right away, okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we are actually going that way. But before we actually go, as I said, I want to start. Okay, thank you for the support, Cynthia, already. Thank you on the trust. So, as I was saying, I don't want to get into the crowded atmosphere already. So we're just gonna stay here a little until getting into the heart of the tour. As I was saying before, about the two ends, but also, this is like the shopping artery of the city, with no doubt. Why it's not just a shopping street. Okay, there's a little noise, let's just wait. It's not just a shopping street, it's also a historic one. And actually the history of the city dates back to when it was an urban stretch of Via Flaminia. Via Flaminia was the main street, the one going through the gate of Piazza del Popolo. We've been there many times. And remember, I told you, Via Flaminia is also the one that was leading towards the north of Italy. So, very important street. So, Via del Corso was actually just a stretch of Via Flaminia. Hello, Diane. Hello, Elisabetta as well. And thank you, Diane, for your support. And it was known at first, non Via del Corso. So the very first name was not Via del Corso, it was Via Lata, Lata, super simple. And why? When the Emperor Aurelian decided to build a new wall. This is between 270 and 275 AD. Why? To defend Rome from the invasion of the Germanic tribes, pressing in this way the perimeter of the empire. Hello from Florida. As you see, I'm sure Florida has a lot of sun, but Rome is super sunny today. So, super beautiful day. Then, going a little forward, during the imperial age, it was at this time that the famous people and emperors such as Augustus, this time, and Nero, which you heard a lot of times from me, were buried here in this area, in this street. Why? Because it was an area of very low population density, so it was very easy to bury anyone here. You know, the Nero, as I always tell you, was buried in Piazza del Popolo. And then, of course, it was exhumed, you know, all the story, but we'll tell you more in a month when we'll go back to Piazza del Popolo. And thank you, Inga. Thank you so much. Now, during the Middle Ages, Okay, well, I don't know why they're looking at me that way. During the Middle Ages, the road was totally abandoned, mainly because of the ongoing flooding of the Tiber. So that was like causing a lot of problems in the streets. So that's why it was abandoned. So only in the 15th century, finally, it acquired a new importance, new dignity, and thanks to who? Thanks to Pope Paul II, the Venetian Cardinal Pietro Barbo, and why? He was a lover of ostentation. He loved maximize everything, and he built a splendid palace in Piazza Venezia and made it his residence as well. So then the street became very important, and that was the beginning of the importance of Via del Corso. The thing that the street became also, since we are in the carnival period, and by the way, next weekend, I know we haven't gone to the carnival this weekend, but next weekend we're gonna go to the bridges of Rome. You should definitely see that tour, because we're gonna end up in the Tiberine Island, sorry, and I heard there will be some carnival celebration there, so it will be a great occasion to see actually carnival. We might see something today as well, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see. So talking about carnival. The street became the world capital of carnival. And why? Because on February 9th, 1466, so the 15th century again, sorry, some people were screaming. Okay. Why? On that day, they began the great celebrations with all the parades inspired by Roman tradition and classical mythology. So the ancient street of Via del Corso was also perfect to host this exciting competition that changed the name from Via Lata to Via del Corso, because you have to know that Corso, C-O-R-S-O, in Italian is the past tense of the verb to run. Okay, so it would be street of the run, more or less. Okay, by the way, thank you, CM Baldrich, thank you so much. So the why this changing? Because the allusion was clear to the wild carnival races happening at that time, and the Pope established the races, that all the races had to be held on each of the 8 non-holiday days of the carnival season, with competing categories, including horses, donkeys, even buffaloes, so any kind of wild animal. Children and also elders and Jews took part in the competition, but it was more of a mocking and very grotesque spectacle, I'd say, because as well as the original carnival, and they were mocking the children and Jews and the elders people, so it was not really fun. Of course, this this occasion was interrupted in 1667 by Pope Clement IX. But the most awaited race, which lasted until the 19th century, was the one of the Berber horses that were selected precisely for the occasion. They ran between 2 wings of crowds. Of course, the crowds were screaming all the time. And the race was super furious all along the street until getting to Piazza Venezia, the one that right now is under scaffoldings. After the assassination of Umberto, the King Umberto I of Savoy, which occurred precisely on July the 13th, 1900, the street was renamed Corso Umberto, just like the name of the king. Then it was renamed again in 1944, so during the end, about the end of the war, changed to Corso del Popolo because of the square, Popolo. And then after 2 years, finally, he acquired the name that he had before and the name that he still has today. So Via del Corso. Hello, LAB. It looks like a sunny day, and it is a sunny day. Okay, so here you had like a little history of the street before we adventure. But I always wanna stop here before, as I always do, because it's a very curious and peculiar fountain to see. We have seen it once, but I just want to show you again. Of course, you can drink water from here, and it's one of the smallest fountains in Rome. Very particular. It's a male figure, and its face is very damaged, as you see. You see, it doesn't have a nose. It looks like a skull, a skeleton. It's holding a barrel in his hands, and of course, out of this barrel, the water is gushing out. Of course, the water is gushing out too much, and you know what happened? It actually consumed even underneath and even outside, which it should just gush inside this basin. Now, this, which I always forget how to name it in English, maybe you can help me out. This is like collecting the water, but still this shouldn't happen, because this way the fountain is getting consumed. The basin is getting consumed. So very, very unusual fountain, which is... Sì, si può bere. È buonissima. Beh. Quello sì. They were asking if they could drink, and I was like, yes, you can drink, you can drink. A grate, yeah, kind of like a drain, thank you, a drain, that's what I was looking for. This is the so-called fountain of the porter. And which is leaning against this palace, which is Palazzo de Carolis, a super huge palace. And originally was in Via del Corso, and now it's set in this side street of Via del Corso. Guess where? Lata. And you remembered what was Via Lata? Via Lata was the name of the first, the first name for Via del Corso, Via Lata. Now when we get there, I'll show you the name. See how curious. So they wanted to move it here. And so the font in particular depicts this water carrier. Sorry, this way. And before the ancient aqueduct, aqua called Virgo, as you know, was repaired, this was a very popular profession in Rome. This water carriers or porters made a living out of providing fresh water to people's houses, filling their casks with water taken at night from the Tiber, and or from the ancient Trevi Fountain as well, because we're not that far from Trevi Fountain. And then they were selling it during there are many legends about this, many peculiar and very, I would say, extravagant legends, because monastery in the 1600s. But for others was and probably acclaimed theory, Abbondiorizio. Who was Abbondiorizio? He died while carrying a barrel. How iconic! And was also from the 17th century. the Porter Fountain, enter the so-called and famous, which I mentioned so many times, and I want to know if you're careful to everything I say, because we mentioned this many times. The Congregation of Wits, so the famous Rome's talking statues. You remember? We've seen one, which was in the Baboon Street. The Baboon Fountain, the ugly one. You remember that one? Well, this is another. And then, so we see this one, the Baboon one, and we're still missing 4 of the talking statues. What are the talking statues? The talking statues are the statues where people used to complain about the government or the papacy or anything, and they would leave messages close to attached to the fountain, and in that way they would complain about anything that they didn't like about the government or the papacy, and see, that's in this way they are called the talking statues. Okay, now finally let's get into Via del Corso. Let me change hands because I'm like tired, always on one hand holding. And finally we are on Via del Corso. So as I said before, now it's very crowded, so it's not a very easy tour, because it's tough to actually find a part where we can actually be calm. You see on that side you can see the other end, the first end of the street, the famous monument, the altar of the fatherland, and all the scaffoldings there. But of course we started a little after, because there was no point to see all the scaffolding, as I said. Okay, you remember this is the church where we were for to see the Salvador Dali painting. We actually saw just the painting that time because it was so full of people, but now we have the occasion to actually see the church inside as well. So this is a beautiful church, and it's not the only one in the street, and it's Saint Marcellus in Via del Corso. I'm staying on this spot because I feel like you have a better view, and then we'll get closer, so don't worry about it. It was one of the first. Why so important? Because it was one of the first Christian churches in Rome, and it's traditionally dedicated to who? To Pope Marcellus I. So that's why it's called that way. Which, by the way, he was condemned by the Emperor Maxentius to work as a slave in the stables of the Imperial Postal Service. So, and then they decided to dedicate the church to the thing. First evidence, the first documents for the church, super old, and these are the first documents. This means that probably the church is even older. We're not sure about it. A fire completely destroyed the church in the 1600s, and the only item that survived was this wooden crucifix from the 15th century. And so, since it was the only item, when reconstructing the whole church, think that the church was facing the other side. Can you believe it? So when they reconstructed the church, yes, I know. At that time, the Corso wasn't on this beautiful and this important. So that's why the church. Let's get in if you want to. I'm sure you want. I'm just trying to cross because it's not easy. Okay, we have a Lamborghini coming, so we'll profit. Nice Lamborghini and a Tesla. Wow. Okay, I could finally cross. So we're gonna get in. Chapels, they're all decorated on each side, and then a coffer wooden ceiling, beautiful one. And I'll show you as we get inside the church, okay? Now let's be silent a little. You know that St. Paul and St. Peter converted to Christianity. Hey, it's behind a glass. And look at this on the facade. And look at this on the facade. These are scenes of. These are scenes of. This is like from the 17th century. From the 17th century. Huge work of art. Huge work of art. Okay. Did you actually? Oh my God! You guys lost connection. Oh my God! You guys lost connection. I can't believe it. So did I talk for leave it? So did I talk for nothing the whole time? So sad. Seriously? I wasn't getting any message. Carla is saying it's breathtaking, so I must guess that Carla, you were able to see it. I'm sorry, guys, but you know, Via Corso is full of churches. So if this one we were not able to see it, I'm sure we will be able to see some others. But at least you can admire the beauty of the inside as well. At least you can admire the beauty of the inside as well. Let me know if you could at least see something. At least something. You see, the children are wearing masks already. I figure we would see some costumes on the way. Okay, I'm sorry. As always, if you want, I can send you the inside after on Facebook. So just let me know. By the way, what I was telling you is that on the most beautiful work of art of the church is the 7th century crucifixion of Jesus with scenes of the Passion, which is on the counter facade of the church, which generally it's where the organ is, and instead the apse had two organs on the sides, so very particular setting. But let me know. Anyways, now we're going to see another beautiful church. This time we shouldn't have problems with signal. So, and I'm sure you will recognize this church. We entered this church many times, but we stopped just once inside for a longer time. So this time we're gonna stop again. No, actually I was lying, because last time we had signal problems here as well. So let me know if let me know if I start seeing let me know when we enter. Try to message me, so in that way, if I don't get any message, I will know that we are having problems. Okay. Okay, Cynthia saw it. It was in and out. I said, okay. You heard me whispering. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so you heard me now, right? We're about to enter another one, which is a super famous one. Make sure to send me messenger as soon as we enter, so I know for sure that we didn't lose connection, okay? Because I know that we may have problems here as well. Yes, but at least we'll join the outside, or I'll just try to not go that farther. So I'll stand a little farther now, because this church is too big to actually fit in the whole screen. Like, look, I can even fit it. Starts here, goes up. Look how beautiful. Do you recognize it? I'm sure you don't, because there are too many churches in Rome, but this is the church of Saint Ignatius of Loyola. It's the famous church where you see the famous ceiling all painted. Everybody gets in to admire that. It was built by the design of a Jesuit, a mathematician called Orazio Grassi, based on the plans of the famous Carlo Maderno. And as also the inscriptions recalls as well. Thank you, Cynthia, but I just want to make sure that you guys actually see, you know. Okay, yeah, let's try. In case it's buffering. Again, Via del Corso is full of churches. On the second part, we'll see even more, so you will enjoy at least one of them, or we will enjoy some other parts that are outside. For today, this is the only other church we're seeing, so in case we won't have any signal problem anymore apart from this, okay? So inside, I'm just gonna tell you now, because in case I lose signal, now you know, we have, I mean, the shape of the church is a Latin cross, so a classical Latin cross. Has 3 chapels on each side this time, so not 5 like the other one, which, if you hear me, the other one had 5 on each side, so 10 total. This has 3 and 3, and the decoration on the ceiling are so marvelous that everybody gets in just to admire that, and we'll be lucky if someone offers a coin to light it up, so we'll be able to actually see the upper part. Now, the whole vote of the name is by Andrea Pozzo. I mentioned him because, of course, such a work of art deserves at least to be mentioned. He's artist. He was also the brother of the Jesuit order. I mean, this is a church connected to the Jesuit order, of course, being Ignatius of Loyola part of it as well. And the vault represents the rise of Saint Ignatius into paradise. Also, what Andrea Pozzo did is the false dome, which I hope you can actually can see, because it's not an actual dome, it's just painted, and it's located at the crossroads of the transept. It is a canvas 30 meters in diameter, on which the artist created the perspective effect of the fake architecture. So you actually think you're seeing a real dome, and it's actually not a dome, it's just a canvas. Think that the original painting was completed in the 17th century, but the fire completely destroyed it. And so only at the beginning of the 19th century, it was faithfully reproduced. So it's a reproduction by another artist, but he faithfully reproduced it because he had all the drawings of the first artist, so Pozzo. Then we have also two big monuments on the sides. Pope Gregory XV, a super big statue, and then the statue of Saint Ignatius on the left. So I will try to show you those, but they are very far, so I'm sure that we will lose signal there. Okay, now I'm about to enter, so start messaging in 10 seconds from now, or just keep doing it. Okay, yeah, I figured. I got out. But could you hear everything I said about the church before entering or not? At least that. Yeah, I know. It's so sad. Super sad. Because this is the famous ceiling where, as I told you, you have the fact that it's like real, because you feel like the dome is real, also the ceiling real, and actually it's just canvas. So very, very sad. Okay, at least you heard that. Okay, that's cool. If we're going that way, by the way, we go straight to Pantheon. Okay. And now we go back to Via del Corso. Actually, we may go the other way, much better probably, or this way. No, this way. Let's go this way. It's less crowded. Of this church, we have done the major papal, but next one I'm doing, and this also, then in case just do the tour, okay? But I just want to show you the most beautiful churches, which are not mentioned as basilicas, but they're still super worth it. Like, for example, Santa Croce in Jerusalem, which many of you have mentioned, and I know that you want to see it, so I will try my best to do so, okay? Now let's go to actually a place right now that definitely has signal. Let's enjoy. I'll give you a little extra with the gallery, because it's super beautiful and you've never seen it before. So how's everybody doing in the meantime that we walk? I'm leading the suspense on that. Okay. Everybody's quiet. Called the column. Piazza Colonna meaning column square. The square of the column. And then I will get some cannoli here. Why not? Actually, let's go this way. So we'll venture ourselves into new streets. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Luciano is a new gelato place, actually made by an Argentinian. And the particularity is that the gelato has the shape of a Colosseum. They also do tiramisu plus cappuccino for just 9.50 cents. I say just, but actually, yeah, I mean, I guess it's the new prices for downtown. You see, very particular gelato here. Okay, not just history, even some food. Why not? Now let's get the street. I'm trying to skip through the bathroom. Nice to see people sitting outside again. Okay. See the gelato that I was mentioning? He made it up. He made it up. Oh yeah, I like the sign of tiramisu as well. I just want tiramisu now that I mentioned it. Now another important store is Pompi. Have you ever heard of Pompi? Pompi is the tiramisu chain. So if you come to Rome, you definitely need to get to Pompi because it's a very, very good tiramisu. Of course, they're specialized in that, so you'll find any kind of tiramisu, not just the classic one, but also pistachio. I say pistachio in English, but I should say pistacchio in Italian. So there you go. And now, before spoilering, which I don't want to, so we'll actually go this way because I don't want a spoiler. Because it's something that we've never seen before, so I will show you at the end of this tour. Prego, prego. Non devo attraversare. He was like, come on, go on. And say, no, I don't need to cross. Go, I don't need to cross. Okay, I can't wait to show you the gallery at the end, because it's like, oh, you like that? The Pompi one? But trust me, my tiramisu, way better. How about doing a tiramisu cooking tour just for Maple? She wants a cooking tour so bad. Actually, in Italy, Father's Day is on March 19. And for that occasion, I want to do a cooking tour. Let me tell you why. Not just because it's Father's Day, so I may do it with Mickey or maybe just me, I don't know. We'll see. But also because the typical pastry for that day is called San Giuseppe, which is Saint Joseph pastry. That pastry is really, really good. It's not only it's not only typical of Father's Day, so they only do it in March, but it's also my favorite. So I mean, it's a must tour for me. I think I'll do it no matter what. So yes. Yeah, and we are in Piazza Colonna, beautiful square here in the city center, the center of political life. And we have Palazzo Chigi on this side. This one. which is the seat of the cabinet office since 1961. And then Palazzo Ferraioli on this one. Normal palace. The small church of Saints Bartholomew's and Alexander of Bergamaschi. Look how small this church is, which is supposed to be open and it's not. I don't know what's going on with this church, because he always says that it's open at this time, but it's not. Every time I come, it's not open. So it's very difficult to see it open. But as we didn't have luck with signals, then we're fine, right? Anyways, and then on this side, the beautiful palace of Wedekind, a German banker, there, which is beautifully embellished by these columns, these Ionic columns. From where? From Veii, V-E-I-I. It's an ancient and famous Etruscan city. And then of course there's the gallery, which I'm not showing you right now, but in a bit, because we're going there. Now, before going there, we have this beautiful column here, which also gives the name to the square. It's Marcus Aurelius column. I'm going up, up and up. Look how beautiful. I can just stay this way if you want to enjoy it more. Decorated with bas-relief. They celebrate the triumph of the emperor, about all the battles that he had conducted. And it's about 30 meters high, so pretty high, as you can tell. It's on this basement, which is super high as well, and then the column, 30 meters high, supported by a base of 12, so the total is 42 meters. Originally decorated with reliefs that were lost during the restoration, and then after the restoration, of course, they tried to they refine them or restore them. The restoration happened in the 16th century. On this occasion, it was placed on top of the column St. Paul's statue, instead of what? Instead of the original bronze of Marcus Aurelius. Now, I know it's very difficult to show you the statue, but maybe I'll try from here. There you go. It's actually on the other side, but the other side is too tight, so I won't be able to actually show it. There you go. I think that inside the column there's a there's a spiral staircase illuminated by small slit windows. You can probably notice all those holes are actually small windows. And in the column, inspired by the Trajan's column, which, by the way, when have we seen the Trajan column? We have seen it during our Imperial Forums tour. You remember that? It's in the middle of the forums, of the fora, and the military campaigns of Marcus Aurelius, in that case, against the Germans. As in the Trajan's columns, by the way, the story begins with the crossing of the Danube, the river of Europe, over a bridge of boats, and following scenes of battles, sieges, speeches to troops, marches, and so on. So the emperor is almost always represented from the front in every part, just to mark and accentuate His Majesty. The technique is chiaroscuro, which is an Italian technique, which means light and dark. You probably know that chiaroscuro is a light dark accents that allow a good view even from below, because you can actually see all the scenes even from below. And the relief of Marcus Aurelius' column are perhaps less refined than those of the Triumphs column that we've seen in imperial forums, but probably are way more expressive compared to the Triumphs columns. Beautiful. Then in the middle also, not right in the middle, but at the end of the square, this beautiful fountain. Which is the fountain of Piazza Colonna, made by who? By Giacomo della Porta, with this huge basin, masks of lions, as you can see here, and dolphins inside the basin. Are you guys there? And then the dolphins are hidden by a shell, and then we have those the water gushes right from the middle, not just from the middle, also from the sides and from the dolphins as well. And it's just in front of the beautiful Marcus Aurelius columns. Okay, now the finale of this tour. Finally, we're gonna get inside the gallery, which is beautiful. Before doing that, I just want to remind you that this tour is free. It's supported by you. You can do so by leaving a tip, or by spreading the word with your family and friends. You can leave a tip through PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee. The links are below this video or in the description of the channel. And that's it. I mean, you know how it works. So now let's enjoy the gallery of Alberto Sordi. The gallery we're seeing, it's called Alberto Sordi, who was the most famous Roman actor of all times. Talking about Italy, I would say the second most famous Italian actor. The first one was Totò from Naples, like our Italian Charlie Chaplin. Do yourself a favor and enjoy a movie by Alberto Sordi, especially one that it's called, listen carefully, An American in Rome. And it's super fun. He's acting the role of this guy that is Italian and goes to America, and then he comes back to Italy. And he complains about the fact that America has everything, has jobs, Americans are strong, or they, everything is better, In Italy we say, we always say this saying that the garden of the neighbor is always greener, meaning that we always complain about what we have instead of praising it, and we always praise the other, Thank you, Catherine. So I'm actually gonna give you an extra today, because you didn't see the churches, so I'm gonna give you a little extra. And so he comes back to Italy. Sorry for this the digression, but it's very funny. And when he sits on the table at dinner, his parents prepare him spaghetti with tomato. And he starts complaining, saying, spaghetti with tomato. I'm American now, I want to be strong. So he starts spreading a marmalade and peanut butter on bread, taking milk, taking all the stereotypical food of the States, and he started eating and mixing mustard with peanut butter, marmalade. So it makes a mess, and then at some point, it just throws up everything. So he keeps saying, he keeps praising American, and then at the end he's like, you know what? Let's give this mess to the cat, and let me eat the spaghetti. So that's the most iconic scene, and the iconic scene of this movie is always portrayed with him with a fork and spaghetti almost getting into his mouth. So don't miss. The grass is greener. But you know, we have history and monuments, so we should appreciate this. So don't miss that movie. Sorry for this digression. Now we'll go see the beautiful gallery that we have in front. Now, before actually I want to show you from the inside, look from the outside, look how beautiful. And this is the gallery, Galleria, once named Galleria Colonna. Now it's called Galleria Alberto Sordi. Don't worry, because I promised a little finale for this, okay? So, now, Alberto Sordi Galleries, by the way, Sordi as in S-O-R-D-I. Very unmistakable art, Art Nouveau architecture. It opened in 1922. And it was called, again, Colonna Gallery. Now I'm going to try to cross. And called, of course, this way because it takes its name from what? From the column in front. I mean, pretty understandable. You see, the column is right there with all the buildings that I told you. So the seat of the cabinet on the right and the beautiful column in front. And now we're entering the gallery, which is, let's do some shopping. Again, so opened in 1922, so 100 years ago, more or less. It has this beautiful portico here. By the way, I didn't tell you that the column was built between 176 and 192 AD. Super old, as always in Rome. The structure was designed at first as a multifunctional building for offices and commerce, also good for just walks. You see, I'm going to show you the name now of the gallery. He died in 2003, the actor, and was born in 1920. So it was actually born 2 years before the construction of this gallery. How fun is that? You would never think that this one day would be named after him, right? Let me know if the signal is good, by the way, because I keep walking, but maybe the signal is not good. But it should be good because it's an open space. So also for coffee meetings and shopping and stuff. But in 2003, which again was the year of when the actor passed away, after a very complex restoration, you can imagine, it was configured as a very, as a big, prestigious gallery. Please talk in the chat. Okay. Oh, see, your mom. That's nice. Oh, okay, now you hear me. Very modern, but at the same time historic. Look at the beautiful ceiling. I remember that I was here for the opening, and dancers were dancing there in the sky, meaning in the upper part of the gallery. So they would enjoy we would all enjoy the opening with this beautiful dance. Look how beautiful. Let me know always if the signal is good. Let me know, please. Nowadays, I think that it has 15 commercial activities, including Roman and international brands. The Smurfs, we call it the Poofy. And but it's also, as I said before, a place for exhibitions. So look at the statues of Mickey Mouse and Minnie in this shop. Okay, good. The floor is amazing. Look at the floor. It's a mosaic work of art. In 2009, the Colonna Gallery was renamed finally after the actor that I mentioned before. This is the Hamleys store, by the way, the entrance. We may enter, why not, if you want to. Looks like a gallery in Milan, you're right. This is very Milan style. Art Nouveau, very modern, you're right, Catherine, totally. This is the kind of style you see in Milan, so not very typical of Rome. Look at the beautiful plush as well. Poofy, love it. And yes, did I promise an extra? Did I? If I did, then I'm gonna show it to you because you deserve it. If not, we end the tour now. So let me know. Yes, it's a London store from since 1760, and they placed it here instead of another toy store. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to tell me if you want the extra or not. How about that? 10, 9, 8, 7. If Mickey was here, we could have sing, yes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, it looks like you don't want the extra. Or maybe I'm just not getting the message. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting the messages late. I just got them all now. That's fine. So let's do the extra now. The church has had low signal, so at least with this extra, hopefully you'll be satisfied a little more. By the way, this shop, it's a very historic building. It's Zara, not the brand, of course, but I think that Zara bought it, and it's either the biggest or one of the biggest Zara stores in the world. I think the biggest, if I'm not wrong. If I don't go wrong. Next time, 20 seconds, yes. I'm gonna cross so you can actually be able to see it. This is not the extra, by the way, but just giving you an idea. Look how beautiful this store is, and Zara bought it. Dessert? Yes, that would be for me. I'm sure this is the Apple store in the middle, in the center of Rome. Not very typical to have Apple stores in Rome. We have only 3. the official ones, and one is in the Sordi center. The other two are actually a little in the outskirts, but this is the big one. This is all apple. The thing that before was a pizza place, unfortunately, you know, apple is stronger, and it's so beautiful. It has so, I don't know if you can notice, like he has this staircase inside the column. So this Apple store is super fancy. It reminds me of the one in New York, Fifth Avenue. Super fancy as well. In a way, this tour lasts almost 1.5 hours. And now this little extra for you. And this also reminds me of a fling I had. The person was living nearby. See, not good for me, but yes, good for you to actually see this little beautiful extra. Now, this is, I'm gonna cross here. They don't have a curb right now because they're doing restoration on the other side. This is the Parliament of Rome. The Parliament of Rome. I mean, of Rome, sorry, of Italy, but in Rome. Look how beautiful. So smart of him to place his car here. Okay, good. Now, called Palazzo Montecitorio in Italian, one of the most symbolic places and palaces of Italian politics. This is from the 17th century, to be exact, 1653. I'm gonna cross so you can actually see some of the staircase as well. The beautiful staircase and statues right there. And why? This was when Pope Innocent commissioned Gian Lorenzo Bernini, you know him, our friend Bernini, a residence for the Ludovisi family. And the works were stopped due to the death of the Pope and then resumed after more than 30 years under the pontificate of Innocent XII, Pope Innocent XII, who decided to make the building the seat of the Curia Apostolica, so the papal law courts. The new architect Carlo Fontana, another famous one by the way, wanted to modify Bernini's project, and actually he did, while retaining the characteristic convex facade, and added the bell gable. The Parliament is so pretty, yes. The major bell, which now I will have to show you, because this is the back, and now we're gonna see the other side, if they allow us to go through, because then this way I can show you the bell. Think that this bell now rings only when the President of the Republic of Italy is elected. Now I'm gonna ask the police if I can go through this. Ma si può passare qui? No. Okay, we can't go that way, so we'll have to do the tour again. See, you're staying with me still. You thought I was done. I'm not. Sorry for keeping you here, but at least more extra for you. Let me tell you about this because it's very curious. And as I was saying, so every time the bell rings is when a president of the republic is elected. In Italy, the president of the republic is elected every 7 years. I think that the major bell marked the beginning of the hearings. And from the balcony that we'll see, and I'll show you, as also the famous French writer Stendhal writes, it's a huge crowd of Spanish guys. Sorry. Yeah, that was only the back. He says, Stendhal said, that the lottery numbers just drawn were announced, and an event that made all the Romans go to the square, flock to the square every Saturday. And it's a very, very nice event. I think that after the unification of Italy, which happened in the 19th century, the building was chosen as the seat of the Chamber of Deputies. At the beginning, instead of the 20th century, the renovation were carried out, and one of the major exponents, Ernesto Basile, he made it a little Liberty style, and he built a new structure behind the ancient one, reducing also the courtyard. Demolished also the rear wings and created a very floral style facade on the Parliament Square. Now we'll have to go through the Colonna Square where we were before in order to see the front, unless police stops us. I think that among the rooms inside this, inside the Parliament, we also find the room of the room of the she-wolf. You know that the she-wolf is a symbol of Rome, and this room is adorned with ancient tapestries and linked to the referendum of June 2nd, 1946. Why is so important this date, which we all know? Because it sanctions the birth of the Italian Republic. Before that date, we were a monarchy, and every June 2nd, we celebrated our national day, just like in the States would be July 7th, or in Argentina, July 9th. And now we are with this beautiful sunset, so I think it was perfect to actually have this extra. This is the front. You will see the bell which I was mentioning before, again ringing every time a president is elected, and the balcony, which again Stendhal narrates that the numbers of the lottery were thrown, and so every Roman would come in this square. By the way, square of Monte Citorio, Mount Citorio, and this is the front and the bell. Oh my god, breathing. I don't know if you can see the bell. I'm just gonna go a little forward. A little behind, farther. The bell is right there, and the clock in the middle, and the beautiful building. So this is the front, and the other one is the back, which we just saw. Actually, we saw both parts. Look how beautiful. It doesn't even fit in the whole screen. No, Larry. It was moved there after. Palazzo was restored. They tried to clean everything perfectly, but you know, always dust and smoke, and the smoke of course creates the chiaroscuro effect, as I was saying before. And this is the obelisk right in front of the Parliament And one of the reproductions. Look how beautiful this view is. Now, look how beautiful the sky as well is, and look how beautiful this angle is as well. I just wanna really. I'm just gonna say straight. I'm not a religious person, but I feel bad that the Pope is actually not doing good, as we know. So I don't know. I just wanna do a little dedication of this tour to him. Hopefully it will get better. And this is apart from being religious or not. This is just a human thing, okay? And on that note, I want to end this tour thanking also the last support that I'm seeing, which is from Carla. Thank you so much, Carla, for your support. Thank you for staying with me for almost 1.5 hours. Next part will be in a month. We'll do the second part leading to Piazza del Popolo. And maybe some extras if we don't happen to see the churches, just like this one, which is beautiful. We will start from this point. So again, Via del Corso is a mile long, so 1.5 kilometers long. We are exactly halfway. Look how much we walked, and look how much the street is long. Thank you for staying with me. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not doing good, and he said that he wants people to know the truth. So, we just really need to pray. Otherwise, Okay. Thank you for staying with me, and next weekend we are going to finish another series. We're going to see the Bridges of Rome Part 2. It might be another part 3 of the bridges, we don't know, but definitely for now we will end this series next weekend, so a very important one. And again, we'll finally probably see some carnival celebration. I don't want to spoiler much, because then maybe I spoiler and then we don't see it, so at least you can tell me, oh, you said it. Anyways, thank you for staying with me, and enjoy your rest of the Sunday. And my sister just joined me. Hello. She doesn't want to be in the camera. Oh, wow, that's nice. At least I see my sister. Thank you so much for staying with me. Enjoy your Sunday, and see you next weekend. Bye. Oh, by the way, don't forget to send your email on Messenger, so that I can send you the newsletter that I'm starting soon. Okay. Bye bye, everybody.